Hey!
With an 80-minute try.
Oh.
The conversion was missed. However, sealing the victory in playoffs for the D2 Forge.
Wow.
With an 8-point lead over the second-place Crusaders, the Forge clinched first place and most likely a home playoff game.
Huge, right? Huge. Obviously, huge.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why they didn't proceed in the playoffs last year because they had to travel.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think Bill mentioned that 11 hours, people, they were the wild card. People couldn't get time off work, short notice. Now, everyone's going to be there. We spoke about last weekend being Forge Day. When the D2 team are in the playoffs, it's going to be Forge Day to another level. I'm sure I'll go out and watch, whenever I know.
Especially if it's at Philip Murray.
Yeah.
That's when I told Bill I was going, I thought it was in Philip Murray, not on Wyoke.
Yeah, a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Especially with what Bill was saying about we're the city club.
In the city, Bill. Come on,
and then all the way out to Monroeville type of area. Yeah.
So, I would have came, but I
Distance.
It was raining. And,
Yeah.
All right, so anyway, the Forge D3 hosted the Crusaders D3 in a doubleheader.
Ooh, Alden Forge Day.
Yep. Forge pounded...
But that's great planning, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
The two teams...
There's a pretty good scheduler, I think.
Yeah, I think we do, yeah.
The Forge pounded the visitors by a score of 40-15. Tries were scored by Jeff Muha, Brandon Shoup, Eric David, Eric Kress, a.k.a. Santiago, Claude Clark, and Tasty himself, Al Cochran.
Nice.
So I think the Crusaders really sold out for D2.
Yeah.
I think
put all their eggs into that basket.
Yeah, and I think I'm not saying the Forge D3 would have lost. I think they still would have beat the Crusaders.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been a lot closer if they had played that Crusaders team we played.
And the first game was the D2 game?
The D3 played first.
D3 played.
So
the main event was the D2.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, continuing with D3, Akron hosted Greensburg. Greensburg, unfortunately, was only able to bring 9 guys, and they forfeited.
Yeah, shame.
Our boys went to Cleveland to face...
We're not going to give any more love to Akron. They put a lot of points on the board. Greensburg did get a point on the board. Obviously, that now all goes out the window. I think when it is technically a forfeit, they cap the score. It
goes in at 28-0.
28-0, where I think it was closer to 100 to 8.
100 to 7, I think.
Yeah, 7 along them lines.
But, I was just going to breeze over him and save him some dignity.
Okay, no. But listen, if people are not in the know, this is where they get that information. So let's not breeze over. Obviously, Akron are the strongest team in the D3 region. Greensburg, unfortunately, seem to be on the lesser side. They might finish, if not bottom, second bottom. So not really a huge surprise there. The only disappointing thing is making the trip with 9 players. Was that due to the fact that they kind of thought Akron are really good? What's the point? Or was it just honestly... second last game of the season, we've got injuries, numbers aren't quite there. I'm not sure, but that's kind of the only thing you'll take away from it. Poor numbers. If you're playing a league game with 9 players, I think Bill was talking about more civilized clubs kind of progressing and uncivilized clubs going down. Not that I think anyone thinks Greensburg are, but if you're having that type of numbers, would that be a discussion, do you think, coming into next season?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Yeah, I like Greensburg.
Yeah, as many clubs... in the area, the better, in my opinion. So hopefully not.
I like driving like an hour for a game, not
3 hours. Yeah.
But so our boys went to Cleveland to face the Rovers with 16 dudes.
South Pittsburgh Hooligans.
And the South Pittsburgh Hooligans lost by a score of 56-12. Tries were scored by my roommate, Brandon Rick.
Yeah, well done,
I wanted to take him out and celebrate because I think that's his first try as a hooligan.
Okay.
But we stayed in and watched sports. So
what sports did you watch?
We watched Florida versus LSU. We watched
American
Penguins.
football. Oh,
yeah, so
okay. Watched a few little
kept
things.
it pretty chill. Talked shit on our other roommate.
Okay, because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
No, he was there.
Oh, you just talked shit to his face. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Even better. Yeah, you wouldn't talk behind a man's back, would you, Gator? You'd say it right to their face.
I mean, both. I do both.
Yeah, you do. All right.
I wouldn't say it behind their back if I wasn't going to say it to their face.
Okay, good call.
But I still do it behind their back.
Good.
So, Zach Snyder, the Swan, also scored.
Yeah.
And the conversion was made by 2 Chainz himself, Colin Devlin.
Very nice.
Man of the match was Red Gribowitz.
Of course.
Congrats, he put a lot of work in this year, my man.
Yeah, he has indeed.
So now we got to get to the Forge women.
Ooh.
Right? So
this was a big game, Gator.
This was pretty much.
I wouldn't say it's season-defining, but
it definitely was. It was for a regular season championship. The Forge women hosted Buffalo Rugby Club. on Forge Day. I think they were the ones that opened it up at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, very early, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Especially driving down from Buffalo. They probably
that's some great call, yeah.
That's actually a good idea, wake planes so early.
Yeah.
Really messing them up. I like that. But they fell by a score of 33-17.
Oof.
And Scout Cheeks did not play.
And I would hate to say it, would that have made a difference, Gator?
I don't know.
Could she have put 2 or 3 points on the board there, 2 or 3 tries, bringing that a lot closer? I still never seen the girl play, but I would just presume with the numbers she's been putting on.
I'm picturing like she's like Casey Austin, like she's guaranteed 2 tries.
2 tries
probably
a
make
game.
some big hits on defense.
Yeah.
So you figure it'd be a lot closer than
and now, Gator, do you have any idea why she was not playing?
She was, I think, trying to get into a pool to play for Team USA.
Yeah, that's what I heard, the Eagles. Yeah. So obviously, we did mention that with Bill, saying that she's so good that she could be knocking on the door of the Eagles.
Yeah.
And Bill was unaware. I actually knew before Bill knew that she was in. The Eagles were kind of looking at her. So I hope we can get her on the podcast. Once again, if you know Scout Cheeks, we'd love to have her on. Pass on the good words. We'll lay out the finest china and get the good towels out to wash her hands. Not the rags that we usually have.
Definitely not going to clean up the mess with my clean underwear. That just
exactly. That we just did. Yeah.
I can't believe there's no towels in my laundry.
Yeah, that's okay. But yeah, so obviously, we'll obviously in the closed season we might be diving a little bit more into individual teams, individual players. So we'd love to keep up to date with what Scout's doing, and obviously she looks to be on the steps to progressing to another level. And obviously a huge shame for everyone in the Forge that she missed this weekend. The game that was so crucial prior. It was tough.
Any other game they probably still won.
Yeah.
But Buffalo moves into first place and most likely will host the playoff rematch. Because I think top 2, from the women's division end up playing each other.
Fighting out,
in a playoff.
And obviously, tricky, but...
So, do we want to move to Stat Watch? Let's move to Stat Watch.
Oh, is this a new feature?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of sporadically spitting them in, I just went through and got them all. All right, so, Tasty, I know you're a big listener. You're only 12 points back from the D3 lead, and the only person beating you is Akron's Granville Johnson. He's got a 12-point...
Granville, great name.
12-point lead on you. He has 64 points. I think you have 52.
It's doable.
If your boy Noah or whatever the hell his name is playing and he's going to get his weekly cheap shot in, I'd say go for him so you could take the lead. No, I'm just joking. Don't take cheap shots. All right. Braden Shoup and Anthony Session lead all D3.
Gator, can I just throw this out here? We're obviously going to talk about next weekend's fixtures coming up. Yeah. But if we're just talking on, what's the section called?
Stat Tracker.
Stat Watch.
Well, yeah, whatever. What do you think? Stat Watch, Stat Tracker.
Stat Watch.
Right.
But you got to say it with
Stat Watch. Ooh.
Yeah, okay. And obviously Akron are playing the Forge this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
So if there's a big upset here, if one person's like, you know what, give me that fucking ball, I'm going to put a few points on the board. I got a personal vendetta here. Yeah. We could have a right little tasty... playoff face to face, head to head. Who's going to be Nicolas Cage? Who's going to be John Travolta? I don't know.
I mean, Granville is Akron's kicker, so I'm assuming he plays 9 or 10. Do you remember?
But once again, we don't know, do you? We were just talking about Dirty playing
Dirty,
as a hooker and kicking. But obviously, if he's racking up the points, you would think kicking and maybe getting some tries. But yeah, sorry, continue with your Stat Watch.
Stat Watch. Braden Shoup and Anthony Session are tied with 7 tries apiece. Oh, Anthony Session the second are tied with 7 tries apiece. Scout Cheeks may have missed a week, but still leads the league in points and tries by 15 and 6 respectively. Akron hosts... Oh, yeah, then we're going into next week's game. That's the only stats I got.
Yeah, no, that's great stats. And obviously that's what everyone's trying to listen in for, isn't it? Woman name be called. So, nice. Obviously, you'd love to be involved in the Stat Watch. You're a little bit off...
I'm still in the top 5, and I've only played 3 games.
Yeah. And your season's over. So, you're obviously not going to win. But, disappointing. Now, obviously, Gator, we can jump into next week's games. But, the show must go on.
Yeah.
We're always going to provide content for the rugby fans.
That's true.
Unfortunately, though, you're going to be out of town next week.
Yeah, I'll be in Carolina for a wedding.
Yeah, one of the furthest you've ever gone. Obviously still in the time zone, but pretty far.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Florida once.
Yeah, but you're excited. You're taking the entire week.
Yeah.
Going to do a little bit of travelling. Yeah. Got a wedding, got some friends to see.
Exploring all of Carolina.
Yeah.
Maybe hit like a college up, see an SEC game or something.
Okay. Like Carolina, what would I think of there? kind of the good old South. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's some big old buildings.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, yeah.
I'm going to make fun of them for being slow.
Yeah, and talking like that, yeah. Yeah, very good. But anyway, like I said, the show must go on. So, new competition. Share this podcast on your Facebook, on your Instagram. Leave us a review on iTunes, preferably. Subscribe, whatnot. And you could win the chance to be my co-host for next week's podcast.
They're going to probably be better than me and take my spot.
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible.
I thought we had like one of those can't lose your position injury things.
Oh, God.
But I'm not even injured.
Listen, Barstool Sports will probably realise there's this niche audience in Pittsburgh for rugby. Yeah. Next thing you know, you'll be out, right? I'll be left in for about 2 weeks, and the next thing I get replaced. And they literally have just bought our name top of the league because it's a great fucking name.
It's a great name.
It's a great name for a podcast. Yeah. So I think we could go that way. But yeah, once again, go on Facebook, go on Instagram, reshare the link to this podcast, open it up to some new folks, and then you're in the chance...
Take your shot at it.
Yeah, you're in the chance to then become my co-host.
You can bitch about things, you can make fun of Gator. It'd be easy.
Yeah, very, very easy. We're making it look very hard, and it is very easy. So yeah, male, female, whatever. That is the competition. Share this pod, and then you will be in with a chance. And if you think we're lying, we're sending someone off to Japan. And people were reaching out to me directly. Is that a real thing? And I was like, just wait, did you share? And they're like, no. I was like, I had a great quote, Gator. This is some of the best motivational speaking I've ever heard in my life. A closed mouth doesn't get fed, right?
Whoa.
I'll tell you the little backstory about how someone said that to me before. But people were saying to me, are you really sending someone off to Japan? I says, share it like you have to, and you might find out if it's true or not. You might be in the chance to win. And then they never did. And then, do you know who did? Josh Falcon did. And guess who's off to Japan?
Josh
Falcon. But yeah, years ago, I came over to America and I was coaching soccer, right? It's called this company, it was called Challenger Sports. So say, for example, 4 English, Irish, Scottish, Northern Irish, Welsh lads would come into your town, coach soccer for about a week, and then move on to the next town, right? It was always in the summer. A little bit of a day camp feel. So you could have kids as young as about 2 all the way up to about 16, and we'll just split them into groups. The first week I arrived, and the base that I was sent out to was in California. San Diego was the main base. A little north of San Diego called Carlsbad. And then my first week we had to drive down to Sierra Vista, which is on the border, and it's in New Mexico, I believe. Mm-hmm. I'll have to Google that. And anyway, and I'd done a few works, and I coaching some kids, and I'd got in friendly because I was the only one coming in from Ireland. So I landed in San Diego 2 weeks prior to all my co-workers, and this was me as a 22-year-old probably. And I got in friendly with the bosses who kind of lived out there, and I had done a few odd jobs for them, and they're like, hey, Morris, thanks a million for helping us out. And obviously I kind of had to because I was the only one there. I was like, oh, not a problem. But when you have to find someone to fill the position in Hawaii, keep me in mind, is what I said, right? So help them out. In return, just keep me in mind, not being rude about it. And then about a week later, the man rings me. And he gets on the phone to me. I says, hello? And he says, hello? Is that Moss? I'm like, yeah. He says to me, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. I said, what do you mean? He's like, you asked to have this position, and now you're off to Hawaii. Wow. So I then spent 6 weeks out in Hawaii. Yep. All on their dollar and coaching soccer occasionally.
Fuck, you really are a leprechaun. Damn.
Really lucky, yeah. But once again, if you didn't ask for it, it's never going to happen, right? So, like, you're trying to get fed. Oh, I'm in the wild.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to go for it. Yeah. So, share, like, post.
I like it.
And there will be a chance to become the co-host. Once again, it's going to be completely neutral. Yeah. We're going to put it into the algorithm. It's going to spit something out to us. Yeah. That's next week. But first, there's rugby next week.
Yeah. We'll start off. Akron hosts the D3 Forge. Akron looks to remain undefeated and secure a home playoff game.
That's a big game. That's a really big game.
Yeah, I think, the Forge technically have a chance to win the league, but they have to win by like 100 points.
And they need to get bonus points and kind of keep...
Yeah, they have to win by like 100, but they could still technically secure first place.
It's still technically top of the league versus second, right? Yeah. That's kind of what we're fighting for.
No,
one of the Cleveland teams is in the running.
The Forge right now are in third place.
Third place, okay. Yeah. But still, you win, another result goes your way. Yeah. Forge could be finishing second, if not first. Yeah, I will be very excited to see how that goes. Obviously, we played Akron, fantastic team. We play Forge. Really good team. I do think they're a step below Akron. But this will be a bit of a kick up the hole for Akron. This will kind of be, what are we made of? This is like the top standard of rugby in the area, is the Forge, you know, as much as I hate to admit it. So